Do I want to film this video right now? No, but am I going to? Yes, because that is what we do. We stay consistent no matter what the 3D is trying to tell us. We stay consistent. We show up. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Minded, here to bring a dose of reality to your delusion. And today I have something that I just have to say. I didn't want to make this video today. I wasn't planning on making this video today. Basically, a lot of you guys are out here thinking that you have to be a good person to manifest things. I'm sorry. Who said that? Who said that you have to be a good person to manifest things? You manifest regardless. And now hold on before you're thinking, but we're supposed to be good people. I'm coming. I'm coming. Just let me land, okay? Let me cook. You can manifest regardless if you're a good person or not. If you're a nice person or not. You know the mean girls and the mean boys. You've seen them. And you see how they're like manifesting like anything they want into their lives. They're getting the men that they want. They're getting the job they want. They're getting the girls that they want. And you're like, how is this terrible human being like literally getting all of this stuff when they're such a bad person? And you're sitting here perfect and for anyone to date. You'd be a great spouse. You know, you're a good person. You give your money away. You deserve to be wealthy and all these things, but your opportunities are passing you by. The terrible colleague at work is getting the promotion when you're like, this person does absolutely nothing. I do all this work and I show up consistently, but I'm not getting it and they're getting it and they're not even a good person. You know this scenario. We all know the scenario way too well. So how can you sit here and think that you have to be a good person to manifest? Manifestation is part of being a human, period. If you're a human being, you can manifest. It doesn't matter whether you're good or bad. Now, here is where the problems come up. Here's what you want to hear. You do not have to be a good person to manifest. However, know that if you are not a good person, if you are a bad person, or you have bad energy, or you do bad things to get things that you want, there is karma waiting to creep up on your way. Do not even get it mixed up. What you put out does come back to you. Yes, you'll be able to manifest if you're a bad person. If you're not, nice to people, if you step all over people to get where you want, if you walk all over people to get what you need to get, you will get what you want. But 100% of the time, you'll notice that those manifestations don't stick, or if they do, they come back to bite you in the behind, okay? Because the way that you went about getting them was wrong. This reminds me of a word we have in my language. It's called ak. And ak is basically like energy, but it's bad energy. It's like bad juju, it's like bad juju that follows you. Like, think of it as karma. If you're someone who has this bad karma, this ak between you and people, that will always come back to you in this life. That's what we believe. And I've seen it too many times to not believe in it. I've seen too many times people who have done bad things in this world and they live good lives for like 20 years, dude. They get the money, they get the cars, they get everything. And then all of a sudden, that bad karma comes and catches up to them. Bro, the downfall? Woo! It's as if overnight they went from being up here to being under the ground. Quite literally sometimes. And there's also this thing, if you didn't know, I talk about it all the time. I'm Muslim. I follow Sufi principles. It is believed that God himself says, when it comes to between me and my servant, I forgive everything. But what happens between my servant and my other servant, they have to deal with on their own. Basically, even God says, I'm not going to come into the karma that you have created there. This is for you to sort out. So basically, what we believe is that you have to ask for someone to forgive you to be able to release that karma or that negative energy if you want to be forgiven. So it's so strong that even religiously, like, karma is something that God will not step in to remove the karma that you've created between you and another human being. So the question is, do you want that karmic debt? That's what it is. It's basically a karmic. Ooh, did y'all hear that? I don't want that karmic debt. No, it's basically called a karmic debt. That's what ak and karma and all. It's a karmic debt. Do you want that? Do you want to go through this life being a bad person or being, a jerk to people and stepping all over people to get what you want and stealing and cheating and lying to get what you want and still getting what you want, but then having a bunch of karmic debt that you're going to have to, you are going to pay that debt. This is not the debt where like you can kind of maybe escape the IRS. No, you are going to pay that debt, and you're going to pay it in a way that is going to be very difficult for you in this life at some point. Don't get it twisted. It'll come back to you. Watch the people in your life who have been bad people and who have a bunch of karmic debt towards other people, who have just like stolen and cheated and lied to get to where they are. Watch how they end up. I guarantee you that karmic debt starts to show up at some time in their life, and you will see it and you'll recognize it. You'll be like, oh, that's that karmic debt starting to catch up to them. And so that's the question for you. It's like, yes, you can manifest if you're a bad person, but do you want that karmic debt? Is it not better to just be a good human being and to be a nice human being and to always manifest with no harm done to yourself or anyone else? I put that in all my affirmations. All the subliminals that you find on my channel, I always have that manifesting things with no harm done to myself or to anyone else. Because I don't want to have karmic debt towards anybody. And I don't want y'all to have that either. Spiritual people who are really in tune with the energies and know what this is about, the spiritual journey is about, you want to manifest to make sure that your life is good, but other people's lives are good. You don't want to have to harm anybody or anything on your way to gaining that success or to gaining that thing that you want. But if you're someone who doesn't care, you're going to have a whole bunch of karmic debt that you will pay before you leave this earth. Trust me. And then once you leave this earth, it's a whole nother story. I'm not even going to get into that. But because trust me, it continues. You do not want that stuff to come in. You'll see people who all of a sudden get into really bad accidents. They get some kind of really bad illness, very common. They sometimes lose people in their lives, children, wives, and husbands in very tragic and terrible ways. You'll see sometimes that just a downfall of like losing a job, losing their house, just so many things that all happen at once and in a way that's just very chaotic in their life. Karmic debt can be paid out in a lot of different ways, and none of these ways are good. So how about just do yourself a favor and don't get into that, and make sure that you have good karma between you and the people around you and the people that you're dealing with. Walk this life being a good human being and not cheating and lying and stealing and manifesting things that are pure and halal, like pure and kosher, pure and good for you, your soul, and the soul of everybody else around you. I just wanted to clear this up, this whole thing about thinking you have to be a good person to manifest. You don't. But there's a trade-off, so just be careful. I'm not doing that. So in this blessed month of Ramadan, I pray that you guys all stay healthy, wealthy, and blessed. And I hope this video makes sense. And I hope this video finds who it needs to find. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.